Well, hi everybody. I hope you're enjoying the rally and having a great time in Dallas. And you know, this is a very special opportunity, and especially for me because I'm sat here, as you can see, with two of probably the two most influential men that have been in my life thus far, and I know they've affected you a lot. And of course, he needs no introduction. Rex Maughan, the founder and CEO of Forever Living Products, is with us. And of course, the president of Forever Living Products, a great friend of all of ours, Gregg Maughan. And yes, they do share the last name. That's the same. So this is a father and son combination. And Rex, where did it start?
Well, I grew up in Soda Springs, Idaho, on a farm. I was riding horses before I walked. I went to my grammar and intermediate schools there in Soda Springs High School, and which was very small. 29 of us graduated together. I was called on a church mission to the Samoan Islands. When I got my call, my letter, and I read it, and it said, you're called for 2.5 years to the Samoan Islands. And I said, I wonder if they misspelled that. I've never seen that word before. And so I had to go get a encyclopedia and look up where Samoa was to know where I'd be going. I learned that the most important thing in life is to help others get what they want in life and need.
I know this is, I could sense the room going quiet now because everyone's like, oh, we want to hear this story. So how did Rex and Ruth actually meet?
After a 2-hour lecture, I met all of the girls by then, and Ruth was sitting next to me, and so I asked her how classes were, and she said, oh, they're great. She says, all except one. And I said, what's that? And she says, tennis. She says, I'm not good in tennis, and I'm trying to learn, but I can't serve. I'm a really terrible server. And I said, well, I'm not really good, but I do know the rudiments of how to serve. So would you like me to help you? And she said, yes, I would really love help. And I said, okay, when? And she says, how about tonight after school? I said, okay. And so I picked her up and started giving her tennis lessons. And by golly, it was only a few months. And she was so good playing tennis. She beat me every time, and she had no mercy on me. And so that's how our and if you could train them and teach them and help them get the business started, they could usually always make more money than they were making whatever they were doing at the present time. And so I started looking at the marketing plans of these other companies and said, gee, these are great, and the people that's there are doing good, but I think if they did tweak some of these things and did them differently, that we'd be able to get more people involved and be able to help more people make a better living. And so I started working on the marketing plan.
I would have to say that, you know, Rex has always been a man of not just words, but action. And so when he says, you know, this product's great, he knows that because he's taken it himself, he's used it himself, and he's experienced it himself. And that was the was something he wasn't going to stop until he found it. Yeah. And really, that event could have been the worst thing that ever happened to Forever, but Rex turned it into being one of the best things that ever happened in Forever.